Hey, Clock, can you hear me?
Yeah, I saw you crash, so I bailed out of the area.
No, I don't know what it was. I had both my, and it might not be connected, but I'll say it anyway. I had both my sword on this avatar on, and spear, and when I put it away, I completely hard crashed, like OBS,
Serious?
my coder stopped working.
Can you tell me which model you were in? I'm gonna see if I can replicate it.
I'm still in it, Male Soldier 5.
Okay.
I had both the, I had the spear toggled out first, and I also wore the sword, and then when I went to put it away, that happened. Could be a coincidence, but I figured I'd share it.
I think I see it. Okay, I'm in the model. You had the sword out at the same time?
Yeah, I had the spear already equipped. Well, you know, you turn spear on, it's in your hand, and then the sword, but I didn't have equip weapon on yet. And then I went to put it away and I hard crashed.
Okay, I'm doing it right now. I'm not seeing any replicate, like...
Okay, I have no idea what it was then. Just unlucky for me. Well, come with me regardless. We're gonna stop and frisk them.
Gotcha.
I'm back in the spawn. That was weird. I am here. It is me. I have come.
Fun.
Fun. Yes. It is fun.
Much fun.
God, they better hurry up with this visit. The player agency is fucking up my goddamn modules.
Modules.
Do we know if they're in that place? Did they reach the inn?
I can go check.
I think they're in it right now.
Alright, we're gonna wait till they leave. Then we're gonna frisk them. You wanna help with that, Giga, for fun? Fucking left us. George, you wanna help for fun?
Going in? Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, there's Giga.
Diggy, you wanna help for fun?
Yeah. What's up?
We're gonna stop and frisk this player wagon full of goods.
An undefended player wagon full of goods? Oh, that sounds like fun.
I don't trust them. They must be up to no good.
Something's fucky. Yeah, Clock?
I don't know why these guys got some muscle, you know?
Holy shit, dude, look, they're buff. Look at that shit. Through the chainmail.
Don't fuck with that guy.
Alright, are they in the roadside inn? Can we safely spawn in there and run
I
out?
think they're in it. We can
They're right by the teleport.
Your helmet was still there when you did that.
Ooh, yeah, the
Oh, ghost!
This isn't good.
Ooh.
Wait, hold on.
No. Just take the helmet off, go invis, and go get set up at that big bridge. Let's go.
Copy.
Alright. Oh, too much to carry. It's too much to carry. We didn't bring a wagon, we just have a horse and tag.
See, he can take a bit of weight. Apologies. Yeah, beautiful horse.
Other side. So they don't prepare. Actually, fuck the bridge. Over here. This is the entrance to their camp, anyway.
Sure.
Hopefully these fuckers don't take too long. I don't want to be standing here fucking doing nothing.
Dude, they're gonna be there for like an hour.
Nothing like guard duty in the hot sun.
You're not wrong, because when I went through there, they were arguing about, oh, this is too much to carry, we didn't bring a wagon. What the fuck do you want? We're there to buy goods, or what?
Okay, when I leave my helmet here.
He does that sometimes, do not worry about him.
Okay.
Go ahead and put on, I want everybody to have their turbans so we don't look too heavy. We just look like lighter troops. I really love these avatars. I can't wait till shit gets more action-packed. I want to see them in action.
My favorite thing is literally just the ability to change the spear growth.
Yeah?
It makes standing with it so much more convenient. They have weapon colliders too.
Ding 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 ding. Oh.
That they do.
Ding 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 ding. No, only with players for optimization.
It's going to be fun when it fucking happens. I cannot wait. Sorry, Giga, you look like the CIA plant today.
I'm the newest recruit. I've been here for just a few weeks. They found me on in the nearby village.
Can we just talk about how like shifty this guy looks? Look at his nose. Can you just look at that tree for a second?
Hold on, Clock, you still sound like you're wearing a helmet. You have a... It's a very muffled turban you got on.
I sure hope these fuckers hurry up.
They won't hurry up. They're gonna take all the day.
Let me just look at my sundial.
Look at these fucking nuts. How about that, you piece of shit?
What little there is and what of them.
Out there wanting to solve fucking math problems, you can find the circumference of my ball sack, you piece of shit. I'm going to check on these fuckers. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh my god, a horse!
Oh god. Oh god. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit!
Here they come. They're coming right now.
Casually reeled.
They're coming right now.
That's my favorite thing.
They're coming right now.
Oh dear God. Okay.
Coming right now. Perfect.
No, who just fucking changed it to evening?
It wasn't me.
What? Who?
Is it supposed to be evening?
No, make it afternoon.
Yep, you got it.
Oh, my head hurts.
Ooh. Oh, here they come.
Oh shit, the horse is invisible for me. I think late joiners can't see horses.
They can't.
Oh,
I
good
think
to
that
know.
may be a problem.
What is all this?
Dang.
Greetings. By the order of the Baron Kovaz, we are to search people coming up and down the road to ensure there are no stolen goods amongst your things. It's not a problem, I hope.
Of course.
No, of course not.
Good.
Can I ask who you are affiliated with? You mentioned Kovaz, but do you have a company name?
No, we don't have a company name. We're from the soldier encampment up there. Men, make it quick.
All right.
There's salt in the back.
It is just routine, I assure you.
Bags of salt,
That's all it is.
food, miscellaneous bits and bobs
Yeah,
of
your
iron.
our Merchant's Guild credentials if you need them.
Oh, I crashed.
No, you.
Is it actually?
No, you're
What
quite
are you?
fine.
Huh?
It's just our credentials, like
Maybe
from
something else did, I'm not sure.
being registered with the guild.
Seems good to me. You have to do the check nonetheless.
Do anything stupid.
one.
I understand.
Won't take long. Are we done yet, boys?
Lots
Everything seems to be in order.
Good.
Nothing stolen.
Well, if there's no problem, then you're all free to go. Thank you for your cooperation.
All right. Thank you.
The last one is no man.
No. Was the last time you saw one of those? Only
Fucking.
had stories about them.
There was one that came through Nautis a few years ago. They called him, what was he, Strider or something stupid like that. Thing wore clothes like a human. Carried a backpack. The Capitano, I think, dealt with him when he first was put in his position. I don't know much more than that. I think we're done here. Let's do another patrol, leaving Nautis and walking past them. We'll switch our colors to green. Sash color green.
50%.
50 cool.
50.
Switch up weapons.
Yeah.
The old sword board.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Oh yeah.
I'll go mace since you have a sword. Excuse me. Oh shit, actually, fuck, how far were they from the embassy? That's too late, they were too close.
Oh, you wanted to do that?
Yeah. Could have seen some of them outside, but eh.
Alright, let's, just get ready to spawn on me. I gotta take DM again.
Okay.
Where the fuck is it? The
Where there's
pixie
that
around
little
here. There it
pixie.
is. I missed. Fuck.
Oh, there it is.
Nautis. And... we'll just spawn at the bathhouse. Click on, spawn on me.
Nothing now. Of course. Oh, oh, you understand, right?
Let us continue on.
Hmm.
On the main street.
What nonsense. Oh.
Okay, I don't see him. Pick up the pace. Is careful to be out here on your own, miss. Very dangerous. Do you speak?
Ooh, horse coming through.
I'm waiting for my armed escort before I leave the city. That's why I'm waiting here.
It's smart of you to do. The roads are not safe. Heading to the town, miss?
Yes, I am, thank you. I'm in a terrible rush. I apologize.
Not safe to go on the roads by yourself. I would be careful next time.
There were others.
Well, good luck to you.
There were others?
I heard that. Were
Thank you for
others.
the advice.
What happened to them?
She probably killed them all. She looked like a killer after all. You know what I thought of? I hope that, that idiot did not go straight over to the embassy.
You don't think he would do something as foolish as that? And not.
Well, they're not fucking here.
Don't say a word. Probably there.
Well, maybe the other
There
one...
were others. Oh, God.
Maybe the other one rode ahead, and they're coming now. Who knows? I don't see them around the corner.
I think they're just down the road.
Okay, then we walk in formation.
Oh, I see something coming up. All right. Ah, there they are.
Did you just see something?
Oh, apologies, I wasn't paying attention.
Be careful walking on the roads without weapons. It has not been safe as of late.
Understood, sir. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, they got it handled.
Suppose they do.
You stay safe as well.
Oh, we will, I'm sure. You know what I realized? We put forth so much effort for 4 seconds of interaction. That was about like 5 minutes of walking. You know?
My back hurts.
You did fucking nothing. How does your back hurt? Let me help you. How does that feel?
Oh, my back!
Got a question if you can answer?
A question if I can answer.
Funny joke.
Yes, what is it?
It's a funny joke.
Mirandel wants to know if the yellow colors on the other soldiers would mean anything to him.
If the yellow soldiers... If the yellow what? Say again?
Yellow coloring of the other soldiers.
When do you want to change it to evening?
Say again?
Would Mirandel recognize the...
When do you want to change it to
Shut the fuck up, Frenchie!
Oh.
What?
Say again,
He's in
Kimchi.
Discord. I see.
Oh.
Say again, Kimchi.
Go ahead.
He wants to know if anyone... If the coloring of the soldiers means anything to him.
Yellow is usually more of like patrols of the outer regions, and green is usually the city guard.
Cool. Thanks.
Switch it to evening. We still have plenty of other modules to do.
Okay. Giga, get all these fuckers together.
Do the embassy stuff
and
now.
do the embassy shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yep,
two
I'll start prepping that.
come with me as Imperials. We're gonna go pick Mirandel up.
All right.
Respawn. Follow my nameplate. We're gonna spawn at Nodus and go to his place of business. Alright, your rifle should be on your shoulder. Why isn't my rifle on my shoulder?
It turns off automatically. Go to musket menu and then just hit musket.
Fucker did it again. There we go. Where's... Yeah. Alright. Spawn at Nodus and just follow me.
Age. It kind of will just happen gradually, and 2.5 age is not really much, so.
I think I should start responding whenever, like, oh, how old are you?
All right, if you guys are in here, go ahead and teleport to the embassy. We're gonna be populating here already.
I believe it is over this way.
Yeah.
3 salt, but we have 1 extra. So
Okay.
tell her that we can pay her maybe a 2 copper commission fee per hardtack, so 20.
Mr.
Can I help you,
Vezrin.
sir?
Yeah. You are to be brought to Major Tubman over at the embassy.
Understood. I do have a companion of mine that I would like to potentially have along. They are the blacksmith. They might be rather important to the conversation we're having.
The Major has made it very clear, either yourself or this Morden, the dwarf.
I understand. Unfortunately, Morden came down with something, so I suppose it will just be me then. Wonderful. Allow me to get my attire on.
Do you want me to
take
bring that
these
to the
two-
blacksmith? Yeah.
Yes, take that to the blacksmith. It's 4 units of small miscellaneous iron bits.
Alright. Did they already pay for this?
Yes, they did.
Alright.
Gentlemen?
Good day.
Okay.
I'm ready to travel.
Mr. Vezrin, these 2 soldiers will guard you on your way on the road, since the roads are not safe. My name is Sergeant Anders. It is a pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure, Sergeant Anders.
They will make sure you get there safely. Men, do escort the good merchant to the embassy in one piece. And I wish you luck with whatever your business is with the Major. Soldiers?
Thank you. Right. Then I will follow your lead.
I will see you later, Soldaten.
Oh.
I am not here.
Good day.
Gutenberg.
Must be the alcohol making me.
Yes. Those are Imperials from the embassy. He is going off to a meeting.
I see. I wonder how the fuck they got an embassy here.
It's surprising that they wouldn't have an embassy here.
They are on their
The
way.
presence always been here and there, little by little, but it's not like, you know.
Most excellent.
We'll be bringing them to the main building in the center. Again, make it feel alive with both soldiers, civilian Imperials with the proper coloring, and slaves.
You got it.
As you stand there, Faye, a
Zach,
wave
if I
of
could actually have
sickness
you
that's actually somewhat
turn
familiar
into
and reminiscent to
a
you passes
civilian
over
clothing.
you. As an individual
And,
flanked by 2 Imperial soldiers with rifles starts
I could also
walking down
have
the road.
ray sets. And ray sets be by Ash while she's doing her thing for the moment, just so she's under watch.
Oh, we gotta do something about that. Read the contact helix.
Why is he surrounded by Imperials? And where are they taking him?
Hope he didn't do anything wrong. Oh gosh, what if they have Inquisitors there?
See him get farther and farther away.
I gotta wait for Tyr. Oh, Marin, what have you got yourself into?
Perception check, Faye. With a 6 this far from the forest, the whispers are too hard to pick out. There are little bits and pieces that fragment into your mind. They warn of men in metal. Not the usual men in gold, as I've said for the Imperials. There's something here that is making the forest uncomfortable. Is it the Imperials?
I wonder if it's that mercenary camp that Tyr told me to stay away from. It was quite around it near the river. But why would they be venturing into the woods?
I love Faye so much. I'm gonna do something for them later.
Covered in blood.
Oh dear. It's
They
the
look to be
wood
struggling
cutter.
greatly.
Hold on.
Sif, are you alright?
Hold. Hold.
Sif,
Who's that?
Do either of you have a
They
bandage?
are-
Anything?
bleeding.
No, this is not of our concern.
Not our
We
concern.
are to report to the embassy.
But the woodcutter that we.
If they can make it from where they were going from in that direction, they can make it to Notice.
Sand. You grit your teeth. You know the town is not much farther. I can make it. Pain you willing.
If
Listen,
the
I'm sure
she-beast
that
can say
the-
they can make it, then go.
Do you intend to
Good
keep the
sirs.
major waiting?
I'm sure that the major would not want the economy and one of the backbones to fall and succumb to wounds on the road when it could have been easily preventable. I'm not sure that the Baron would appreciate that either.
As you say this, the men somewhat fall silent and look at each other, but as you can see, neither of them are equipped with any sort of bandages or medical equipment. Merely sabers, light armor, and rifles. They say nothing else.
Can we at least help her to the city?
I'll give her an arm. You just simply need to let me.
I'd rather not keep the Major waiting. And where we had found them, it is not that far to get to notice.
We have to keep a tight schedule.
As you continue to walk along the stone, Vezerin, your eyes wander to the ground and you see the direction she came from. Blood dripping all over the stone, all throughout the walkway. You don't know what happened to them, but they must have traveled some distance. Bandits, perhaps?
Do you... If it was bandits,
Perhaps it wants investigation. Perhaps it was even for packed movement. I'm sure the Major would want to know about something like that.
Whatever she ran into, we don't want to run into either. In fact, I think we should speed up.
Understood.
Alright. They are literally right outside and they are coming in. Major Todman will be all the way in the top floor of the main building in his office. Remember to spawn around Mirren as he moves in. Make the place feel alive.
You got it.
And of course, this here is the first floor.
Oh, is it this building here? Oh, okay.
I mean,
thought it was the one with the.
I can check this one.
Check this one, yeah. The stairs are to your immediate right.
Immediate right.
Right up here. Unless this is meant to be like a more.
No, this is living areas.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the next building over.
Next building. Got it. All right. Osmond, Trapfinder, come outside. Wrong building.
It goes well. Just making sure that this.
It is the building when you come out to the left. It's the one Oak is posted outside of.
Remember, you're embassy troops, so you won't be overtly overhanded. You'll refrain from calling people beasts or slurs or whatever it is, but, you know, the disdain is probably obvious.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll put it over here.
That barrel of whatever.
I'll try not to, sir.
Mirandel is here.
You know, I think she's getting slower, all things considered.
Alright, lead him over to the right.
The
So
building
where
is
Oak of Iron is posted outside of.
Building is mostly empty on the inside.
Ray, Ryan, Lennon, start making your way over there. Steve will start making way over there. Populate the interior as well. Mia, come over to the building. You're not needed there anymore. So. Boy, Zach, you guys can start coming inside too. Upstairs. So escort him to the right. Going up the stairs. It'll be the far right.
Yes, always. I keep you busy, huh?
Major Tobin.
Yes, what is it?
The individual you requested is here.
Ah, Mr. Vezerin. I apologize if my men came at a late hour. They were dealing a lot more than what we had to. Please, come in. You men.
All right. Anybody at the embassy
Dismissed.
should be
Thank you.
populating the downstairs just to
do
make
have
it
a minor
lively.
concern. On the street, we passed
Hold
one
you
of the
two.
woodcutters. Well, I think
Say again.
the primary woodcutter for town. She was bleeding heavily. I tried to get us to help, but these men said there was no supplies and.
They must
if you could send
understand that they were
someone to
merely
help.
doing what they could to escort you and keep you alive.
Nothing on them, just.
Corporal, send a messenger to the surgeons stationed in Nortis to look out for this woodcutter, to lend them aid if necessary. Be quick, please. Take one of the horses.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Where do
A
you
good eye, Mr. Veteran, a good eye.
That one should be in that room.
Simply, well, it would be a blow to the economy and to a lot of people in town. I know that they are quite well appreciated for their work.
Ash, make sure to come up and
so
offer
than
the
a-
major and his guest food.
More so than a blow of the economy is relations are important, and if we stand by and allow people to be killed by these brigands that roam the wilds, we're not really doing a good job now, are we?
I've been inside for some time. Something
Right.
was always,
You, wanted to discuss options, I believe.
Yes, may I ask where Mr. Stonehammer is?
Unfortunately, Mr. Stonehammer, I believe he came down with something. It's rather nasty, so he decided it was best if he stayed back.
I see. The older a Dowie lives, I'm afraid, they seem to get more susceptible to sickness. Very like mankind. Wine for our visitor as well, please.
Of course.
There were things of concern. But I was hoping to speak to someone who seems to be a shrewd businessman. Obviously, there's only so much that can be said to the effect of diplomacy in front of the Baron Amem. It is no secret that we are here as a diplomatic force, and we are wholly interested in the stability and continuation of the Radard dynasty and its province. Unfortunately, due to mismanagement by the brothers, after the passing of the Honourable Baron Joldar, many people who were more opportunistic took advantage of the situation. Please,
Mismanagement, I'm surprised.
Mr. Veteran, wine. I'm not going to poison you.
Of course not.
You were going to ask something.
Yes, I was going to ask if, an out of character, he put it to his lips, but he didn't actually take any in.
Very well.
Just.
You'll see the Major drinking the
right.
very same wine.
Oh, it's not about poison. But I'm surprised to hear that. Mem seems to have a very good head on his shoulders. To hear he was mismanaging things. Surprising.
It's not entirely the Baron's fault. I was telling you the truth when I said that he was doing the best that he could with what he had. At the end of the day, he's limited by his action with what it is that he can either convince the Baroness to allow to happen, or manage to finagle on his own without bending any of the laws and rules of our diplomatic position. Obviously, it could be solved much easier if I was allowed to send a contingent of riflemen and we'd have the mines clear in probably an hour. But this is Grodian soil, and we must respect Grodian law. We are not an invasion force. We are to supplement the Baron and the dynasty. But a few things I was curious about before we got into business. I would like to know a bit about the man that we are trusting with this information.
Very well.
Hear what's happening there lately?
The way that you...
If it's alright that I ask questions in turn.
By all means, it's what a conversation is, give and take.
Wonderful.
I had seen that you were quite shrewd with your wording, appealing to the Baron's position of power, while maintaining a veil of diplomacy over what it was that you were pursuing. Not many merchants successfully manage to keep such a silver tongue in check, and I don't mean that as a derogatory way, more so cunning. I couldn't help but feel like you would find more success in a place like Coracadus. Why Notis?
Well, to be honest with you, after the ramifications of the Unification War, which, while before your time, was still during mine, I decided it would be best to sort of
right now, thank you.
avoid areas of high danger, considering it left quite a mar on my body.
I assume that's what the...
Yes, it was taken in a, well, one lord didn't like that the other lord had some land, and it was also cutthroat back then.
Yes, well, unfortunately, the squabbles of nobility can be very bloodthirsty over such silly things, really. I suppose
So naturally, I learned to hold my tongue when necessary.
The report you requested, sir. Very well.
Was this taken this morning, or is this something late to arrive via messenger?
This is from this morning, sir.
Yes. One moment, Mr. Veteran.
Of course.
Are we entirely certain that the ship will be here within a week? Is that an accurate time frame?
That is our best estimate now. I can get another one for tomorrow if you'd like, Major.
Yes, I would like you to send another correspondent, just to double-check that being the case. The last thing I want to do,
of course,
is hope and rely on supplies and manpower that's not here yet. I will have my response
of course.
Written up by this evening.
Very well, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant. Sorry,
If I... It's alright. If I could make a suggestion based on an observation I made here, while I personally don't take any harsh offense to it, if you're going to be dealing with other elves, it might be wise not to have an elf serve them wine, considering that I believe that one is a slave.
Yes, I do not have entire control over the diplomatic embassy, you understand. There are certain things that I too must abide by. I certainly hope you do not take it as a personal slight, Mr. Veteran. It is no secret that the Empire of Man is not exactly friendly with its non-human neighbors, to put it lightly. But you are safe here. We're here to speak. Nothing no harm will come to you. I will take that into consideration. At the very least, I will keep them out of sight. That's the most I can do for now. If it pleases you any, they are not treated poorly. The men know not to do anything savage.
Well, that's wonderful to hear.
Where were we? Yes, Notis. Why Notis?
Well, it was quiet going on down in Notis, aside from the petty, well, comparatively petty squabbles of a couple of neighboring dynasties over a winery or so. That was until the Baron passed. Rest his soul.
Go.
It's...
Go back to the kitchens and take the rest of the evening off.
Thank you, sir.
You were saying?
Well, it was a nice quiet spot to make some business in. I saw an economy that could benefit from some shipping and trade. And it was, again, like I said, quiet. I got a little thrown off there. Oh, right, yes. The fact that the Baron has passed makes it a little bit more of a struggle, but since I've already set up my roots here, I'd rather be able to keep things stable for myself rather than have to pack up shop and move again.
Yes, makes sense. Yes, Nordis has become rather turbulent as of the last few years. The loss of the Baron, and unfortunately some of the other provinces as well are looking to cannibalize the Redods. We are doing our best to prevent any sort of conflict, but unfortunately these things sometimes happen no matter what we want.
The other dynasties, you're saying that there are more than just the Vapects who want their land?
Unfortunately, the way of Gradia, as I'm sure you would know as a resident here, that their laws are quite different than what you would suspect in either Sunmore or Adwick or wherever it is you may be in the world. They don't have a king or an emperor, they have a council. And that being the case, vassals, if they choose to go to war over petty disputes, as long as it does not interfere with the overall economy and state of safety, it is allowed. Yes?
Apologies, Major. We've come to sit in and listen, sir.
Ah, Lieutenants, by all means, please, come and have a seat. There's some wine on the dresser behind my guest.
I appreciate it, Major. Thank you.
Mr. Vesperin, these are two of my trusted officers. Lieutenant, introduce yourself, please.
Lieutenant Gregory, nice to meet you.
Pleasure, Lieutenant Gregory. Veteran Mogul.
And you as well, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Frederick, pleasure.
Lieutenant Frederick. Pleasure's all mine.
Lieutenants are a great deal of help in keeping the men in check in foreign soil. Obviously, please sit. There's no need. Of course, there is a clash and difference of ideals, so the lieutenants are very good at keeping the men from getting too fervent. Yes, but as I was saying, there is a cannibalization of weaker dynasties that takes place within Gradia every few years. Lifespans of their rulers and whatnot. We're not here to change things, just to maintain the peace.
Which I find it odd. You seek to keep the Redods in power, but would it just be simpler to, I don't know, let the Vapects take over and then just consolidate the embassies between the two of you?
Embassies? Well, if there is an embassy working anywhere else in the eastern side of Gradia, I'm not aware of it. I'm almost certain that... I believe there are two in the west, and the only one here in the east is ours.
Oh, my mistake. I suppose I assumed every single barony had an embassy. How prolific the Empire is these days.
Were it so easy. Unfortunately, there's been a strange bit of nonsense going around where the tragedy that took place in Ireland, for whatever reason, has been placed upon the Empire's shoulders by those who would align themselves with the mystics that seek out the dark treasures to the north and such. Entirely outrageous.
What do you mean?
In terms of what?
You said that the fault has been placed at the end of the Empire by the people to the north? Do you mean the Northmen, or do you mean
No. People who seek out these dark treasures that are found in the blackened lands to the north and such. Alchemists, this blasted Institute and a few other factions at play. All inspired by self-greed and whatever evils that they can use to further themselves. But I'm getting off track here. Unfortunately, what took place
It's quite fine.
Ireland and its people was, for whatever reason, blamed upon the Empire. There are voices that are clamoring, saying this magical phenomena that took place had something to do with Theosia, which just, to tell you the truth, Mr. Veteran, is not true.
I heard there was some sort of strange thing that happened, and then news of some sort of third beast people. I figured it was all rumors.
I can't say I've heard anything like that. We've been rather isolated here. We maintain our communications through several means. Obviously, I cannot share them, but whatever happened in Ireland, I am wholly unaware.
Maybe it was just miscommunication. Maybe there was just a couple of particularly hairy beornings.
Perhaps so. Regardless, unfortunately, it was quite tragic, and mass casualties on both sides, with no one really quite knowing what happened. So that's the extent of my knowledge on it. But the point is, there are many provinces that are starting to become very aware of the existence of this phenomena, and are wary of it, rightfully so. The very word magic sends a shiver down my spine for what I've heard it is able and capable to do. But seeing as how somehow it has been pinned to the Empire, at least for now, many provinces are afraid to do any sort of business here with us. In time, I'm sure that will change. There is overwhelming proof that it was not on our hands, but still a concern.
The situation is under control.
I understand. And then I take it the Empire's stance on all these trinkets and such. I take it you see them for the dangerous things that they are.
Well, I myself have never come into contact with anything of the sort, thankfully. But I do have a few officers in my family that have served more to the east, and have come across such things and have described them as deadly and prolific in their spreads of the greed of all creatures who touch them, including man. They seem to bring more harm than good, so I would have to say that I would believe that such things should either be left where they are or destroyed, along with whoever it is wishes to dig them up.
I would have to take their word on that. I wanted to ask you about your service, since you've got officers in your family. Well, I'm quite interested in your pedigree. How did you become Major of the Embassy here out in Graudia?
You speak of it as if it's some sort of high honor. This is more away from my homeland. I would prefer to be stationed somewhere of more, as you said, a pedigree. But there was a other diplomatic officer here, a Major Huganin. He was relieved because he was unable to stop the escalation of force seemingly to take place between the Vipects and the Redards. While I do not think he is directly responsible for the failure that was the death of the Baron, I think that the steps could have been taken to help prevent it. But I digress. Since you've told me about yourself, I shall do the same. I spent a great deal of time in the capital of the Empire, Sunmore, as a young infantry officer. Nothing I did was extremely exciting or strange. I was part of one of the many thousands of companies that help guard the Empire's borders against any and all threats. The most I had dealt with for a long time is a rebel movement in my later years. I was in my 30s, I believe. Double the age now, but when there were first whispers of some sort of rebellious movement, I don't remember the details, but obviously with any kingdom or empire, you cannot please everyone, and there will always be those who believe they could rule better, even if they've never experienced what ruling is. Unfortunately, some of these rebellions got rather violent, and these particular halberdier companies, one of which was mine at the time, I was a captain, had to deal with them. I will say it's not pleasant. I had signed up to serve my nation and protect the Empire, and to be commanded to turn my halberds on disgruntled people was not one of my proudest moments in my career. But orders are orders at times, you see. After some time had passed and these rebellions had calmed down, I was transferred over to some border provinces. I oversaw several cavalry divisions, and I was... God, what was his name? There was an elector count present. His name escapes me, forgive me. We had to oversee the pacification of Leodor, Gewin, and Astagon. If you're unfamiliar, they are three former kingdoms that border with Ireland. Yes, go on.
Major does sign on an order.
What's this one about?
Just ship an order, it just came in.
On the dresser behind my guest, my inkwell and quill, if you would. This will be the second time that I'm authorizing this. I would hope that they're not wasting supplies.
Something wrong?
Well, limited supplies means I have to choose who gets what, and sometimes I have to choose which contingent goes without. Some of the men working with the Redods, weapons and armor in terrible repair. And the man that we had here as a smith, unfortunately, about 6 months ago was murdered by one of our prisoners, brought to us by the Redods. He tried being kind, you see.
It's tragic.
It was a younger man, probably in his 20s. There was a very kindly, I suppose, kindly looking elf woman. She had been brought to us by the Redods because she was attempting to cause a small uprising when we were assisting in security in the transfer of power between the Baron to the Baroness. There was a bit of civil unrest. The blacksmith did not heed the words of his superior, and he tried to help the woman escape. She killed him, and took the keys off of him, and did escape. But he died for his pity, I suppose. Humanity would be a better way to put it. So now, unfortunately, it's more important that the light scouts that are assisting the Redods have what they need, and the embassy guards will have to suffer for a bit. I don't believe we'll be suffering a siege here anytime soon. We have enough cannons and shot to fend off most of the province, but, you know, better to dissuade the enemy.
I understand.
There is no enemy. To continue what I was saying, The cavalry divisions I looked over were in charge of pacifying the populace of the newly conquered kingdoms. The funny part was the cavalry divisions had their cavalry taken from them by the Inquisition, so I had infantry again. Quite upset about that, but as officers we make do. The reason why we wanted cavalry is sometimes the large posture of men on horseback can make people think twice about picking up a pitchfork and using it as a weapon. And we can prevent violence through means of no other better way to put it, intimidation. But because they were on foot and our number was so few, we often had to clash with the populace. However, the people that were there could be quite savage in their terroristic actions, so to a degree it was justified. Well, they were invaded, as justified as it can be, I suppose. Lieutenant Gregory, if you could get some wine for myself and the guest. Yourself,
Sir.
not the girl. After that, I wound up getting transferred, thank you, temporarily to the Aralandi front, acting as a tactician.
Wine for you, sir?
Actually, she refilled it and I haven't drank it since, so I'm good for now. Thank you.
I certainly hope you like the taste. It was made by the vineyard here outside of Notice.
It's wonderful. I just was so enraptured in our conversation is all.
I'm sure. Yes, transferred to the Aralandi front for some time. However, I was very quickly relieved as I had established a series of siege camps, if necessary, for a quick blitzkrieg into the Aralandi lines, should the order be given. Lo and behold, the Inquisition came and took control of the operation, and I was stripped of my command. Not for anything I had done, mind you, but the Inquisitors there felt they could do a better job. They ordered our...
So you were at Ireland?
The border.
Past war.
I never actually entered it, but there was a conflict that took place on the border. A great deal of our cataphracts were to move through the ravines and tree lines and to quickly cut off one of their nobles' supply lines. If you would believe it, the tenacity of these Aralandis, a bunch of peasants with spears and pitchforks and militiamen caught our cavalrymen in the woods. I had advised the Inquisitor that this was not smart action, that if anyone had any sense, that's where they would ambush them. But I was overruled. While eventually our forces did win the day, it was at much heavier losses than necessary, and the Inquisitor there shirked the blame and put it on me. Subsequently, I was removed from military command and placed at this backwater post where I've been for a few years now. Seeing two things here. I'm sure my career's on the way down. I do not have many friends after that blunder of mine, which of course it wasn't, but that is how I came to be here. I hope that satisfies your curiosity.
Yes, thank you for sharing. Hopefully I didn't dredge up too many horrible memories for you.
Oh, well, any sort of bloodshed is never a positive one, I don't think, but you learn to live with it. The only reason why I share these things with you is because the Baron Amem is backed into a corner, and anyone that could deal with this as they should has not come forth. Your proposal with Mr. Stonehammer was... what is the word I'm looking for? Ballsy, to say the least. It's that kind of tenacity that might actually save the people in this province.
you mean save the people in this province?
The Baron would never say this out loud, as my lieutenants know. His soldiers, most of them that he does not put on display on the walls, are under-equipped, their weapons rusty, their armor broken or dented. Years of conflict and years of no iron. If the Vipex decided to attack now, they would be completely overwhelmed without any sort of contest. The military state of Redod is abysmal, to say the least.
I see. Well, I suppose that makes sense why you'd want to keep the Vipex in power. You've got a family here willing to work with you.
But the
Don't want to lose
Redards,
that.
yes. It's
Right.
not so much that they want to work with us as it is, I cannot tell you what the idea of the bigger picture is. It is not something that has been given to me. My mission is merely to increase the stability in this province, to provide the Redards with manpower, should they require it, and advise them on infrastructure, agriculture, and policing. Whatever the reasoning of the Empire is, I do not know, but I'm here to do my job, and I must follow my orders, so I will.
Fair enough.
So tell me, go ahead.
I was going to ask how long the embassy's been here. The structure looks rather solid, but not new.
No, it's not new. It was a former fortification for the Redards, but they do not have the manpower to man both this fortress, protect the city, and man the border fortress that I'm sure you saw coming and going. They offered it to us after our first few envoys secured this agreement with the Redards, and by proxy the council. So it was given to us as a sign of good faith. We repaired it as best we could and got ourselves established.
Very well. You were going to ask me something.
Yes, my curiosity gets the better of me. I do not see many merchants that wear a sword on their hip as you. I assume that perhaps you have had to defend yourself here and there. You wear it loosely on your side. Most officers, like my two lieutenants, who are rather new, wear their sword more straight up and down, figuring that it's easier to grasp, but experienced swordmen let it hang somewhat so it's loose, so if they're sitting or something else they can draw it with ease, less friction. It's a muscle memory thing.
I see. Actually, I didn't realize it was loose. I thought that was just how you wore it.
Yes.
Apologies for interrupting, sir. I have a message for you.
That's all I had to say on the matter, sir.
I will give you a message back to him when I'm done here. Thank you.
Sir.
Get yourself some food and drink down below. It's a bit of a journey back.
I will. Thank you, sir.
You were saying?
One of the mounted patrols, perhaps?
Very curious, Mr. Veteran. Well, more things on my plate, so to speak. Communiques with others that may not be as pleased with our presence here, but we still try to offer our assistance.
I understand, and forgive me if it seems like I'm prying. After the Unification Wars, I try to stay paranoid, knowing what's a threat and what's not. As you were saying about the sword, I mostly wear it for intimidation. I trained a little bit with it, but I'm no professional by any means.
But you had said earlier that you had fought in the Unification War.
I was present for the Unification War.
Oh, must have misunderstood. Well,
certainly not. Yeah, I'm no. I'm not one to seek conflict. I'd rather find somewhere I can live and thrive than risk my life.
We are the same, I believe. Perhaps I was different when I was younger and I was eager to prove myself, but I have learned that spilling blood is not only a last resort, but not something you can ever truly take back, I think.
Yes.
Even so, we must learn to live with these things and hope that the choices we made did some good somewhere. But I digress. I had thought perhaps I'm seeing what I would like to. Between the missing ear and the sword on your hip, so someone could take you for a soldier. At first,
that's the impression I tried to give off, but no, I signed up with a militia for the town I was staying at the time. I'm sure it's changed names by now, but yes, they taught me a little bit about swordsmanship, and I've just sort of kept it brushed up. But no, not professional.
Fair enough. Your partner, what was his name? It was on a document in front of me. Yes.
Or do you mean Morden?
Markle Morgul. I was told by the Baron Mem that you run the Blade and Quill. Is that true?
Yes, I do.
What kind of goods usually come through your establishment?
Well, mostly we deal in raw goods. We find merchants who need customers, and we find customers, not merchants who need customers, vendors, crafters, the sort. Find out their needs, we find customers for them. We supply the vendors with goods when they can't afford it, and in exchange we pay them a commission. And they produce the goods for us, which we sell to the customers. But, here and there I like to, I have a bit of a side hobby. I like to collect bits of history, and if someone has something that they're looking to pawn off, sometimes old family heirlooms can be quite valuable, and I give them a fair sum, and then lo and behold, I've got a new curio to sell to the next curious noble who...
A historian of sorts. Impressive.
Bring 4 plates, one for our guest.
Oh.
Well, it sort of comes with age, I suppose.
Yes, I would assume you're probably quite older than myself.
Speak out here so we don't interrupt.
Yeah, I've sort of lost track at this point. I have the direct count written down somewhere, but I'm somewhere in my 500s, I believe, at this point.
What an issue to have.
Have them fill in their mouth, right? So give us something.
500, give or take, and here I am complaining about my bones aching at 60-something. Long life must be a marvellous thing. A curse at the same time, I suppose. There'd be a lot of things to look back on, and a lot of good, a lot of mistakes, but that's just life, isn't it?
There are times I do look at the human race and envy their position.
I suppose there is something to be said about the short and sweetness of it. It is a belief.
Humans, they live with they have a certain vibrosity about them. They burn bright, short but bright.
So Sotar tells us. It is a belief within the tenets of the Empire that the longer one lives, the more they are tempted to become corrupt and self-serving. I'm not sure about the truth of it. It's probably a basis for some of the conflict with elf kind, but if older men is anything to go by, I would assume that while it might also be hypocritical, it is very possible to be true. Outside...
Well, if I can... I'd like to put a posit on that. from my experience with my own kind, it's not so much greed and corruption that grows, but apathy, a sort of listlessness, sometimes even a depression of sorts.
Does life
long-lived
lose its pallor, I suppose?
It's something that I feel an awful lot of our kind like to address, but I think that is something that a lot of them deal with.
I wish I could say something meaningful of understanding, but obviously I will never live as long as an elf. But if it's anything like the protracted aging of a human, I think it's more so that the way we age so fast is our body starts to give out on us, and we wish we had done things differently or prevented other things or perhaps taken risks elsewhere, wishing that we had spent our lives a little differently. But it's interesting to see a correlation as such. Obviously, it is not a thought that is spoken about much. If you would walk with me, Mr. Veteran, I tire of this room. I will not take up too much more of your time, I assure you.
I'm enjoying the conversation.
Your partner, how much do you trust them?
I trust him quite greatly. He's my cousin, after all. We were separated after the Unification Wars, but recently we've found each other again.
Ah, trust by blood. Corporal, if you would do me a favour.
Major.
In my office there is a scroll in the right side drawer. It needs to find its way to the Baron Amem. Bring it to him, if you would.
Yes, sir.
It will have the seal on it. Don't bring the wrong scroll.
Appreciate it. I didn't know where they were exactly.
Understood.
The corporal's a good man. A bit too indoctrinated, but a good man. Come along.
Eyes are not working as they used to today.
I suppose that is the fuel for any sort of expansion.
Oh, well, you see it all over the world, no matter who you're a part of.
There we go.
Evening, Major
Several
Lieutenant.
cups of cheese for you, sir.
About what time do you think dinner will be ready? I do not wish to keep our guest waiting too long.
We have a light meal for cheese and bread for you. And I can check on the cooks for the rest of it.
We will be back in about 2 minutes. See if you could put it together. I know Mr. Veteran is quite busy. If you would. I ask you these questions, Veteran, because the sort of things that will need to be done in order to secure these mines will... If we go through the way that the Baron Amem would like to, which is proper, not only will it take a great deal of time, but I fear for the machinations of his brother. It is no secret that they both want something different. The Baron Kovas has not spoken to me, refuses to, so I do not know what his wishes or intent are. I assume he is not pleased with our presence. I do not know what it is that will be necessary in order to ensure that these mines are cleared, but I do not think that we can afford to wait for some sort of diplomatic outcome. Tell me, Veteran, have you dealt with a situation as such before?
A situation with where a few parties are staunchly unmoving, and yet...
No. A situation where I will call our robber baron a merchant. We have a man with...
Pardon, I...
Sure,
An headache. Go ahead.
not to worry. A man with a great deal of money and manpower holds it over the heads of others around them in order to make them subservient, to the point where they have drained those that would oppose them so much that now that they wish to stand up to them, they do not have the resources. I would assume being present within the Unification Wars is something like that must have taken place at some point.
Thank you, Corporal.
I'm just
You
curious.
speak with the robber baron.
Yes, I'm curious as to an outside perspective.
The one. Good job.
Elves are long-lived and patient. Perhaps there is a perspective I have not brought aside my countenance.
Will you? Has he signed off on it already?
Well,
Ah, it seems he has. I apologize, Corporal.
the air is rather thick right now. There we are. I would say that a direct confrontation would be out of the question. It's, well, it's a recipe for failure.
We'll have to find some other way.
I do not disagree. The problem is the parties involved will not sit to deliberate long enough to come up with this solution. So either I sit and watch this province tear itself apart, or action is taken of some sort.
You feel that the others will begin taking it upon themselves to... What is your worst case scenario?
Oh, God. Zotar, help me with an attempted coup by one of the brothers against the Baroness. I don't believe that they would go against their mother as such, but the pride and power hungriness of man can be something else.
Sometimes it even overtakes the power of blood.
Yes, unfortunately. Betrayal is something
I see another worst case.
Is possible.
You're wrong. He's got all the wealth and the manpower he needs, and he's got a stranglehold on iron in the province. He rolls in. That's bad for everyone. He doesn't spend any like you say. Now, what's the issue with having the Pecs take control in the first place? Would you not be the same here?
Well, more than likely the embassy would be unaffected. And I would assume the Imperium's goal here would be unaffected. To my higher-ups, a change in power may actually be favourable. But my job here is clear. It is to de-escalate and to assist the Redods in holding on to their province. It's as simple as that. There's no... I personally, I would not lie to you, Veteran, I personally do not have an ulterior motive. I cannot tell you, nor would I be at liberty to tell you what the intent of my superiors may be. I'm here to do my job.
Oh, that's all fine and well. The only thing I'm curious about is...
If it would be favorable to your superiors, why not just let it happen? You wouldn't be done with the brothers, and you'd be dealing with a more consolidated force.
Well, if I was given the order to do so, more than likely I would have to shift my approach and do as such. But at the moment that is not the case. The Baron of Mem is a very progressive man. He understands that there are immense differences between the Imperium and Gradia, but there are places where we are able to meet in the middle and not only share knowledge and understanding, but adapt. As you can see, a great deal of the soldiers here are far less radical, if you will. Yes?
I was just wondering if I could have permission. I have some business in Nodus that may take me overnight to accomplish. I was wondering if that'd be alright, Major.
Remember that your post is here, Corporal. I do not mind you acting as a liaison in case we need the mercenaries, but I do not want you getting in trouble with the locals. If you do remain there, you will check back early in the morning so I know nothing's happened to you.
I will, sir.
Good. Then it is approved. Check in with Sergeant Anders when you leave and when you come back.
Yes, sir. I'll be making my way to Nordis now, then.
Where were we? Right. Why not just let the Verpex take things? At the moment, it's not the prerogative. If it was, we would not be having this conversation, I assume.
Fair enough. Well then, I suppose it's down to business then. You brought me here to talk about options.
Yes. There are several things that I believe are our options. One, we find a way to speak to this robber baron. I doubt it's as easy as running around and looking for the man. Someone must know where he is. I have been told by the Redards that there is a keep somewhere to the north, though they do not know exactly where it is anymore, as it is long overgrown and was even abandoned before the Baron Juldar took over. However, it would appear from the reports that we had gotten from the Baron's scout, is that this place more than likely has been fixed, as wagons of stone and metal were seen months ago, trundling down deep into the woods. If our man tried to get close, there was a hail of crossbow bolts kept them at bay. That was before my involvement, I'm afraid. Otherwise we would have used riflemen to counter their bolt. But,
I see.
Finding a way to speak to this robber baron might help. That's one of our options.
He was a man of the Sodillo company, wasn't he?
I am not sure. I don't think so. The way that the Baron of Mem had put it was that this man had dug his hand into the treasury before his departure. My assumption is that he had a role at some point within the household, within the dynasty itself. But if he has an identity that I should know, the Baron has not informed me. Ties my hands in terms of research.
Interesting. I see.
The other option is we locate the carts that they're using to transport these goods, or the baggage trains, perhaps numbers of men with backpacks. Rudimentary as it is, we would never see them going through the woods, or something of the sort. We find them and we start hitting their supply lines. If we can't get to the keep itself, or take the mines, if we can prevent them from transporting the goods, that will put us at a stalemate. They may control the mines, but we won't let them take the resources anywhere else. However, that will require a dedication of manpower, and I have not received the Baron's okay for this. It's not something I can really act on just yet, but it's on the table if I can convince him.
And the Baroness would need to sign off on it. I see.
Yes, the Baroness, I'm
So
afraid,
you-
is overtaken with grief and refuses to engage in politics.
I see. But if you were able to seize this, you could force the robber baron to sell to us.
Not so much to sell to us.
Still lining his pockets, but...
We would be taking the resources.
Major Lieutenants, food's ready inside if you want.
I will be inside in a moment, thank you.
I'm sure that he would try and get it through some other way, or it might provoke him into an outright attack.
I don't think he would risk that. While the council allows for vassals to wage war on each other, he is no longer a vassal of anyone. He is not a baron by right. He is a brigand and a criminal. And I think perhaps that if roused, My hope is that the council would send one of their marshals and a contingent to deal with it themselves. The problem is, while that may solve our problem, it will prove the weakness of the Redard family, and surely will damn them in the eyes of the council and the surrounding dynasties. Might as well just throw down their arms at that point. But if
What is our other option?
If we hit those baggage trains, wherever they may be, and merely take the resources and deliver them to Nortis itself, we will be supplying Nortis with much-needed resources, and we will be depriving the robber baron of what it is that he is trying to steal from the people here. Obviously, I would put those goods in your hands, so you may take whatever cut that you wish, as you would be assisting, but I would expect you to work closely with the Baron and Mem, if that was the route we took. The very last one is the worst one. One that I do not state lightly, but if we get more desperate it may be necessary. I take you for a shrewd merchant, Vesrin. Obviously, you are an elf walking into the lion's den. I'm sure we share no love for each other. Or so that is the perception. We are here merely because you have a job or a wish, and I have a job or a wish, whatever it may be. However you think of it. There is obviously something you want, be it money, influence, or recognition, whatever it is. None of my business. It does seem, however, that you are, for whatever reason, interested that the Redods remain in power, despite some of your more recent questions. If it should be go ahead.
I only try to play out every logical scenario.
The reason I want the Redods in power is to keep the people in the city, the people that I've grown to know and care about, from having to experience the horrors of war as I have.
Yes,
as I'm sure you have as well.
I can understand that wish, very much so. Perhaps we can find a way to work together on this issue. So I am able to maintain the stability here that I wish to, and you are able to spare the people that you care about of the horrors of conflict. The final option is a bit less politically inclined. It could cause a lot of waves and trouble, but if it was successful, perhaps it could be forgiven.
I'm listening.
You seem to be a man with a good head on his shoulders. I'm sorry, elf. With a good head on his shoulders. Please.
Before you on the tables are a variety of cuts of cheeses and breads, and a tender cut of meat is currently being cooked on the fire, and there is some already been cut and put on plates before you.
No,
let me go ahead and pour something for you, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
And please, eat as much as you wish. We did take up most of your time here.
Thank you.
The last option is that after we have established a working relationship where you understand that you could make a great deal of coin assisting the Baron MM and of course the embassy, it is always entirely possible that trained soldiers in plain clothes could find their ways to this mine and assist in its clearing, should it come to it. The people here are suffering and stability falls apart day by day. I know the Baron is the de facto leader here, and it would be a betrayal of trust. But I am hoping that he would understand that it is in his best interest, and I am willing to take the brunt of that if we can ensure that this city does not fall into the hands of the likes of the Vipects or this robber Baron who may... You have not even told the Baron my fear of this. Wish to take notice from the dynasty. Whatever he is up to, he must be stopped or slowed. That is a last resort, however.
Yes, going as far as getting plainclothes soldiers to take care of the business and risking your post here simply to keep the pecks out. Well, I suppose if you are a man like me, you'd rather there not be a war. That's understandable.
I would like to prevent a sort of open conflict, but my options are again very limited.
Well,
Turn the meat for me.
so if things get out of control and the pressure grows on the city, that is the option I am holding in reserve.
I understand.
I would like, however, from the way that I saw you speak to the Baron Amem, and your obvious understanding of speechcraft, that of a merchant, speaking to this robber baron and finding out why he's done what he's done and what he seeks may help us further understand this obstacle and how to peacefully resolve it. Well, first we would need to find someone who could set up the meeting, because unfortunately I cannot.
I see. Someone who could set up the meeting. Very well. And you want me to go and try and speak to this man? The man who does not heed counsel?
Heed the counsel, but I do not see any better option unless you do, Vezrin. I would prefer to talk our way through this one. Understand?
If I were to do this...
I cannot ensure your safety, but I can ensure that if you return, I will pay you handsomely.
How much is a life worth to you?
That is an unfair question. I have particular amounts of silver in my coffers. If it is a success, I will be willing to part with around 15 silver.
15 silver for my life, potentially.
15 silver for a job, potentially.
Let me lay this out then. You just want me to go there, figure out what it is he wants, what sort of terms he might have, and bring those back to you.
Yes. We will send you with a gift or something of the sort, perhaps, to put him in a better mood so he is amused enough to hear you out. I do not think that he would harm you. We have sent messengers to the roads that we know that they frequent, and they have merely been threatened, but never killed or harmed. One poor boy had a bolt shot at him and he soiled himself, but that's the extent of it. It was the corporal. I did not hear that from me.
I tell you what. You can make it 20.
Bear in mind, I do have soldiers and staff I must pay. 20 silver is a bit of a steep price.
I have but one life. And to risk it for not even a quarter of a gold, not even a fifth of a gold, it seems silly, to say the least.
Giga, go ahead and roll. If it's above a 15, he'll acquiesce.
+2?
Yes, actually, +2.
+2. 13 plus 2.
I do not like the connotation of attaching a monetary value to a life, and that should say a lot. Fine. I will pay you 20 silver should you be successful. If it is not successful, I will pay you 15. I think that's fair.
More than fair.
Very well.
All right. Then, again, let's go over what you need from me, from him, exactly, so that I can have it written down.
The first thing that needs to happen is we must find someone who is willing to set up this meeting. I'm sure this means, you understand this means, that we must find someone who's involved in less scrupulous activities. I doubt it's an honorable man who is involved with this robber baron, but I also believe that he may have eyes and ears within the town of Nautis itself. Failing that, the port. If he does not have ships, he must have someone in town, and if he doesn't have someone in town, it must be ships. It's one or the other, or both. So any strange comings or goings is something to address. Once you're able to secure someone willing to set up this meeting, you will have to have this meeting. You will speak to the robber baron. Find out what it is that they desire, what their terms are for peace. How far they'd be willing to go when it comes to the mines, if there was anything that they would hand them back over for. I do not want this to seem one-sided like we are begging, so I am leaving trust in your hands to give a firm but fair front. And failing that, try to discern his intent. However, if at any point in time you think that he is losing patience, I would advise you to depart. The extra 5 silver is not worth your life, as you even said.
Very well.
I would rather not have someone's blood on my hands.
Surprised to hear you, well, I had thought all Imperials viewed other creatures as lesser.
There is...
To be called someone by an Imperial officer is new to me.
There is history there, Mr. Vezrin. Elfkind is not innocent. I'm not sure what you know of the Unification Wars, but Elfkind perpetuated it. Turned human warlords against each other and placed themselves within the courts of these warlords. Whispered evils into their ears about their neighbors and kept mankind fractured for thousands of years. There's much proof of it that the Empire has hoarded. It is a sad, sad history. I'm sure some of it also is embellished. But the point is, I did not have a hand in it, and you, I assume, did not have a hand in it. So there is no need for us to harbor hate for each other at this moment.
No. Though that's not the history that I know of the Unification Wars. I'd be interested if you have any sort of texts on hand. I'd love to get other viewpoints if I can.
To requisition something like that would attract some attention. I have no problem with this, as the idea of de-radicalizing is also my idea of maintaining peace. Be it my own men or any who are interested in a sharing of history. But I will say I am hesitant because the ones who usually control this information are not as patient as I. But if you wish for it, I will see what can be sent with the ship that is on its way with supplies.
I would not want you to risk your hide over my...
my hide would not be risked.
Knowledge.
But a few questions may be asked.
Best leave it then. Perhaps you could tell me more of your point of view then, from what you have read. At some point in time, maybe, once I'm back from this wonderful excursion of mine.
I will have a contingent of men patrolling the main road, should there be trouble. I'm sure they would hear the yelling of a hired dignitary. Should there be trouble. Now, I'm sure I've taken entirely too much of your time. I will admit it has been quite some time since I've had any pleasant conversation. Nothing against you, Lieutenant. He isn't trained to just say yes, as you understand.
Is it?
You were saying?
That. Oh dear.
It's
I
all right.
noticed Did you have quite a prolific study over there? Is that or is that just some accounting books, ledgers, and so on?
The room to the rear there. No, we have an alchemist here who is constantly busy and at work, attempting to supply us with potions, should our men need it. We'd like to keep everyone alive if possible. Once again, Mr. Vezrin, I appreciate you taking the time to come and speak with me. I hope you will convey my concerns to your business partner, Mr. Stonehammer. I'm very concerned about this situation, and with the Baron's hands being tied, my concerns is that other entities must take action under the table, so to speak. Open the gate, if you would. In time, I am sure that this situation will be resolved most amicably.
I certainly hope so. It happens to be that, talking down brutish people has become sort of a specialty of mine. Or at least I have experience.
Is that why our conversation went so well?
Please. Though you're hardly a brute, by any means.
I had my time as a younger man, I will admit. I had my period of hate, if you will. I still have my distrust. I would not put my child in your arms, but I also would not point a sword at your throat just because of the shape of your ears. The hour draws late, Mr. Vezrin. I will have a couple men escort you so you are safe, and they will leave you at the gate of your city.
Fantastic. Thank you kindly for the hospitality.
Lieutenant,
the meal and the wine was delicious.
Go grab 2 men and bring them out here, please.
Sure.
Yes, of course. Well, while I am not at liberty to just shower you with coin for a visit, I can at least make sure that you have eaten. Know that you would be doing business otherwise. So, hopefully this will be something that can be considered both ambitious and profitable for us both. Less so profit.
I think so. And who knows? Maybe with the supply lines clearing up and things getting a little safer in port. Well, I've been looking to expand my markets. Perhaps, if all things go well, we can strike up some business together.
Well, I will say that the embassy always has limited supplies, so a merchant that's willing to do deals that is trustworthy would be most welcome, and of course would have the added bonus of imperial security with their caravans.
Naturally. That would be, well, it would cut down on protection costs, to be sure. Yes, I could see it being quite equitable for all parties involved.
Soldiers, Mr. Vezrin is an associate of the embassy, a guest of mine. Do ensure that he reaches Nautis safely. No harm is to come to him. You may leave him at the front gate and then return here to your posts.
Yes, Major.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Major.
Well, Mr. Vezrin, it was a pleasure. I hope to see you again, and we will discuss what comes next soon.
Wonderful. Until then.
Good health to you, Vezrin Morgul. Safe journey.
And you as well, Major Tubman.
See to his safety, men. I must return to my study.
Sir? See you, sir. Shall we go? Very well.
Oh, cool. Oh, fucking cool.
That went a lot better than I thought it would. That was a great conversation.
He was very careful the things he said, and it went very well. Fuck, dude. Oh, God. Alright, we're gonna push that mercenary job to next episode.
Okay.
We have to do the Eamdale thing.
Yeah, she just popped in since it just switched to evening. That they're prepping for that. They've let Shinny know if you're going to be involved with that as well.
Yeah,
so pass that on you that they're pretty much getting ready to go. Okay. At this point, then I think the gladiatory fights we should just do that first thing in the morning as well.
We'll do that next episode.
Yeah, at this point.
I mean, it's good. It's less prep for next session. I didn't mean for this to take so long, but it was such character development from Arendelle that I didn't want to cut it short.
That was beautiful. Yeah, no, there was no good reason to cut that short at all. That was great to just listen to the whole time.
Arn's eyes are gonna pop out of his fucking skull. What the fuck do you mean?
Hear me out, Arn.
Hear me out, Arnulf. I got 5 more silver.
I'm worth 20 silver, Arnulf. What are you worth? That's what I thought.
Arn's gonna be a pessimist and be like, hey, you caved for that. Half of the amount of a weak slave.
Ooh. Is that all you are? Ooh.
Is that all you are? Ooh, get him. Alright, yeah, let's get ready for that. Cyrano de Bergerac? Is that you?
The fight.
As you continue to walk down the roads, Arendelle, you hear the clanking of the half plates around you and the soft sound of the rifle straps that are kind of adjusting on the soldiers' shoulders. Your mind races. You were just most certainly inside of the lion's den, without a doubt. That experience was very different than what you expected. You're not entirely sure what to make of this Major Tobman. You've dealt with enough Imperials to know it's entirely possible a lot of it is a facade. Though a lot of things that were said were somewhat admissive. At least admissive of flaw and admissive of a desire to have understanding, but you're not sure what to trust. It's a strange situation, and you'll need the opinions of a few others.
But yes, I quite look forward to doing business with the Imperials. Hopefully, we can... This all comes well. Be quite cozy neighbors.
It'll work out. I think it'll all work out.
I like the optimism.
I don't think you understand how cool this is, chat. This is big for Arendelle.
It'd be nice to see this town with more amenities in it.
Certainly. Maybe patch up the hole in the wall.
Yeah, the town is falling apart quite a bit, isn't it?
Well, there's no coin going around. It means
What sentence just came out of his mouth?
Sources to even start. Kind of at a standstill.
What do you mean, Seakove?
nice to me. Some are mean to me, but most people are nice. And that's nice. Oh, hello, Mr. Tazine. Is that you, Tazine? Yeah. How are you, Mr. Tazine?
I'm alright. And yourself?
Well, I'm doing well. I was helping Baldric to see if we can get any wood for Mr. Aldo, but we couldn't find any.
Unfortunately, there's been a lot of shortages of things left and right. And though I'm hoping you come across what you need soon. I know we're hurting for iron ourselves. We've got nothing.
Oh, I'm not sure if I can help. If I can help him, just feel free to ask. There's let's see. I'm gonna see if I can help Tang find a shell later. He said at evening he's gonna see if he can find a shell in the water. So I know a place where he could potentially find some.
Maybe of help to him. I'm grateful for that. Just relaxing, waiting for someone.
I see. Just about to make my way to the schoolhouse there. Don't mind me.
Have you been searching for this wood long?
Oh wait, I've been searching most. He was trying to get out. We didn't know. I didn't know this gate was here. So I only knew the gate was over there. He had to pay a god to get through the gate. But other than that, I've been searching. Couldn't find anything, but I found some wood a couple days ago. But it's gone now. So. Oh, there's a lot of people.
Get out of the way, lad.
Well, sir, this is the farthest we can take you.
Thank you kindly, gentlemen. Give my
In terms of the
major my full regards. For
iron shortage, I'm actually a miner by trade. The Longbeard said something about trying to get the quarry settled, or something about getting some sort of quarry settled.
Yes, well,
there's a lot of talking to do.
If that becomes the case, that would be most wonderful. Where the fuck have you been? It's been hours.
Sorry,
been at the embassy, as
goodbye,
I said.
Mr. Tazine.
I thought, take care. I thought things had gone poorly. It's been about 3 bloody hours.
He got to talking, and would you like to talk about it over some wine or something?
We can. I'll have to step out for a little bit soon, but we certainly can.
Right.
We couldn't find any wood, but we're doing well.
Let's just go to my house, eh?
Sure.
A lot to think about.
I don't like how that sounds.
I don't like how it sounds either.
Speaking in a cryptic fashion, that is starting to get me anxious.
No need to be anxious yet, but we just make sure the hair is still there. Good.
Is this something you want to talk about now, or do you want me to get Kyla? So you can say it all at once.
Maybe we just go to your place, find Kyla, and say it all at once.
I don't know if he's there. I need some time to look for him. You seem a bit frazzled, however.
Then maybe sometime this evening, maybe. But it would seem that there's a lot of moving parts, and
you're driving me crazy walking and talking.
Think about.
Are you alright, Mirren?
Sorry. The Imperial man, the Mr. Tubman, he wants me to do some things for him, and
whoops. Don't worry about that. Oh, this makes sense.
Right.
Carry on, please. Pay no mind.
Well, as I was saying, right. Major Tubman wants me to try and reason with this robber baron.
So
First, I had to find an inn.
So he wants
and then
you
reason
to
with him.
get yourself killed, is what I'm hearing.
offered a pretty lucrative deal, I have to admit.
What do you mean?
He'd be willing to pay me quite a large sum just to bring back any sort of demands this robber baron has. Now, I know you think I'm crazy to even consider it. But think back to Ledford and, well...
Great. Why?
The bandits that were there. I have experience in this avenue. I know more or less how bandits operate.
Didn't you get taken hostage? You're leaving that part out.
If I recall correctly, it's because of the intrusion of a bunch of snoopy Ledfordians.
True. I will give you that. Well, all I will say is, it is a common practice for people in power to offer a great total of money to someone to a job that they probably won't come back from.
He offered, well, even if I failed, he said he'd offer me 15. Maybe that gives more credence to your theory.
15 what? Copper?
15 silver. 20 if I'm successful in bringing back any useful information. Well, I haggled them up, obviously, but...
You fucking greedy elf. You're haggling for fucking silver in that kind of situation. Are you mad?
No, I am being thoughtful of what he thinks my motives are. If he thinks that I am money motivated, he is going to treat me a certain way. And as long as he treats me a certain way, I can maneuver around that. But if he thinks that I'm a magic-obsessed elf with a tattooed... Never mind, I shouldn't speak about that.
I'm hoping you didn't tell him that part of things.
I told him that I'm a wizard. No, I didn't tell him any of that. I told him I'm an elf from 500 or 600 years old. Was in Ireland during the Unification Wars, where me and my cousin were separated woefully. Just reconnected here in Gradia.
Smart, a good cover.
He believed it. I'll have to go make sure Markle's on the same page, but... Nonetheless, our paperwork should be solid, thanks to Markle. There's another thing. I had to find someone who can get me the inn. And I'm sure you've noticed that a caravan with a bunch of iron just rolled into town. And they're saying that it's food. And it's for a private buyer.
We know it most certainly.
We got smugglers.
Well, that might be lucky. I would suggest working with Kyla to try and get close to someone within this sawtooth, or whatever they're called.
Yes.
That might involve something unscrupulous, unfortunately.
Oh, most certainly will, then. The thing is, as much as I'm loath to admit it, I might have to work with this Imperial man. And meet with this Baron. Because if I don't, things are just going to get worse.
Are you sure working with
either the
Imperials is a good idea?
No, I'm not. And in no way do I want to strengthen their foothold here. And if I do this for them, it does gives them more to work with.
No, I'm not even thinking
They're
about
practically...
that. Why you? Why are they telling you all of this? There's got to be an ulterior motive.
The reason they gave is that we were ballsy enough to offer a solution. And, like you said, they're desperate.
I believe they're desperate, but... Whenever you do something large like this, there's always a cleanup at the end. And not everyone's going to be happy about it. People who assist, I'm not saying this is the case here, but for instance, people who assist someone get into power with like a coup and murder the previous family, They make sure that they have someone to point the finger at when it's done and say, well, I had no hand in this, I'm merely taking this position because it's the noble thing to do, to help rebuild the place that I love so much. But that man over there, I have proof that he killed them all. Meanwhile, that man did it on this man's orders. My concern is it's some sort of situation like this, where you are being made to do some sort of dirty work. There's a connection to something we don't know yet. Whether it's if a mem finds out about what the Imperials are trying to do, or if there's something that the Major wants to do himself after he builds trust with you, I'm very skeptical, Mirandel.
I am too, but money, as you know, talks in Guardia, and if I'm able to get seed money like this, and I'm able to regularly commission caravans or trade ships from the free wharves, and become one of the larger suppliers of Nodus, I could get myself some protection. Become too valuable to dispose of. That's just...
It's the point in between that I'm worried about. Who else will see you as a
stands right
threat?
now, we all have... You're right, Merchant's Guild will probably give me some issues, and...
I don't want to be selfish here, Marin. But I am genuinely afraid of what I'm going to have to do, or what kind of games I have to play, when I find myself face to face with these people.
Might not have to, but I do know that the Imperials here, they are lacking in food, and their equipment is not as up to snuff as they would like. There would be good coin in working with these, as much as I am loath to say it, and I'm by no means advocating for it. It is a possibility to work with them, funnel their goods through me so that you never have to show your face to them, get paid, get iron.
I've told you what my intent is. Plan to try and make enough coin. Buy a ship. More than likely I'd need more than a gold. All the mercenaries that I can hire. Ursa would send her men here. Morden would summon the rest of his family's company. We plan to sail back east. Land in Astagon. Make the trek through the deserts and wind up in the provinces to the south of Giwan. Try to look for some of the former noble houses that may still be loyal to the cause. The Auditor Dorst gave me a coin that I have hidden. It was different from the other silvers that are part of what we used as currency there. It was the first silver, he said, was ever minted under King Aelus. If I ever send it back to him, regardless of the situation in Ireland, Magistrate Dorst gave me his word that he would send every able body he could west, or east, I mean, to aid in my attempt. I don't know what Ireland looks like 2 years later, if they got things under control or if it's even there, but I can't stay here. I'm cornered, Mirren. I have a duty that I must fulfill. So before the winter comes, that is my goal. I don't expect that when that time comes, well, well, more than likely we'll be saying our goodbyes at that point, but it's nowhere near then yet. But that is the intent. I sat with Haskell and I realized all the loyal men that I have had over these past few years have all died as we have tried to hide. I'm only getting older, Mirren. 10 more years, I don't even think I could swing a sword. I'm 53. Most people become infirm in their mid-late 60s. If I'm going to do something, I have to do it now. So, I don't like the idea of this, but I have my goals, and if you think this is the way to make coin, then I will work with you. However close to the chest, we must play it.
It's an option. I'm not saying it's the option, but it's something we can do.
I have no doubt that the Imperials will be happy to throw money at whatever it is that they need done. Perhaps we can play both sides of the coin, eh? Help the Imperials. Can't believe I said that sentence. And perhaps the family instead. Keep the levels of control similar so no one really tips the other.
Yes. That means if we go this route, it's getting the Sardillo company in the hands of a mem, whose brother Korvaz is currently trying to buy out. I've not spoken to Korvaz myself, but he refuses to talk to the Imperials, and everything I've heard of him is...
Kyler is aware of this. Korvaz is supposed to be coming down into the city tonight and buying everyone rounds and creating his usual scene at the tavern before he goes to the bathhouse.
Perhaps it's time to get to know the man.
Perhaps once he's settled at the bathhouse.
Right. Don't want to look like I'm getting buddy-buddy with him after I just had this talk with a mem's man. Better to chance meet him at the bathhouse, yes.
He would have made one hell of a spy master. You know that.
Are you offering me a job now?
I'd never presume to take you so far away from the places that you call home. And I do not think...
I've never called a place home before, Arn.
Well, I don't think you would like to do what we're doing now. For a lifetime. But if my aspirations come to be, which I am a realist, I know it is a small window, you would always be welcome. Whatever I could give, you would have. A home, estate, somewhere safe to live. I would not hesitate. Empty promises from a destitute former... Well, you know. But it is genuine. I've seen you live hard long enough. I'd like to give you back something. So, if it works, if we survive to the end, yes, whether it was to visit or to reside, you'll always have a home wherever it is I am. I'm sure Kyla will agree, and Raylan. So make sure I don't die so you can leave free of rent.
That's music to my ears.
I'm going to try and find Kyler and send him your way. This is more his kind of thing than mine. Please be careful. I don't know what they intend, but I do not. I have not recovered from the loss of Sir Eldon. I recently got a letter from Sir Richter that I'm not sure if he intends to keep going. I don't want to lose you two. Take whatever risks you have, sure. Listen, before you give me the cunning quips that you always do and outsmart me with your foolish language, just don't get yourself killed. Please.
Have I ever done anything dangerous before?
You know what I mean.
I'll be careful.
Please. I go do what I have to do.
I'll be around town making connections and the usual.
I'll come find you later. I'll send Kyla your way.
Chance right over here.
What the fuck? So funny.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Can they see my face?
Is that Shinny?
Can they see the cat?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Are we doing the thing?
I'm ready. So's
Let's-
Giga.
Let's do it.
All right. Mr. Tazim, my informant has told me that the missiles will arrive by next week.
Good. Make sure the U.S. doesn't find the WMDs. Well, let's go.
I believe that I am about as attuned as I am going to be. Do you feel as though you are going to find anything, Faye?
As the Dryad continues casting her magic, Faye, you feel the familiar tug pulling at you. It is not overtly powerful. Through the modicum of training that you have done and what you've come to understand to expect, you're able to maintain a level of awareness while she draws upon you. The green magic begins to coalesce further and further, spreading around the Dryad. Go ahead, Shinny.
Alright, I'll
From
take
this
it away.
point onward, Faye, the majority of my senses are going to be directed through the tree itself. Remember what I told you. I may not necessarily be able to comprehend as I translate.
For the two of you watching this take place,
As you begin to
you feel a chill down the back of your neck
natural power
that makes you very uncomfortable.
accustomed to. You can feel the world sort of expand around you as though you were becoming smaller within it. Not in the sense of what might be a measure of strength, but rather the raw significance of every single branch has grown tenfold. You can feel your grove in a more heightened state than ever before. So much so that even Lisen's feet bending the grass beneath her, something. But your eye isn't for here.
The chill down the back of your necks is more pronounced, like a wave of cold water. It's enough to make you look over your shoulder for a second, but nothing's there.
You begin to make your way out there, bounding from tree to tree. You feel the welcome of you there. The sensation of being seen just as much as you are seeing. But the further you grow from home, the further you grow from here, and the closer you get to Eshma, you feel hesitation. Your trees begin to grow. Not out of suspicion. As though they were protecting something. Like guidance. Yeah. The deeper you get still. You're finally edging towards the borders. You can see the white walls. Spires, opulent and beautiful, in stark contrast to the woods themselves. This is the crest. If you were to go against John Deere's warning, but he didn't seem to trust him.
She remembers what he warned her to listen for. And all of her focus is listening for those very unsettling feelings. As if the other's been instructed if she reacts.
As you first, you would find yourself paused in the step. As voices came from the forest.
Emerald leaves over which raindrops run. Bask in the light of both moon and sun. Intrude. Your song, alarm you do not should belong to bend branch to will.
They are not welcoming you in. The tree is stopping you. You know that you're stronger than this tree. It's a choice. Do you go further regardless because you need your answers given? Or do you accept the will that's presenting itself?
Is she able to interact with the will beyond just going past it?
The chant continues, and no. You have the choice of going into the tree regardless. Or back away. There's a sensation, I will tell you, the tension. You can feel it amongst the trees, but you don't think it's growing.
Doesn't feel reminiscent of what she was willing to feel for.
No.
Carefully, with as much as she is going to try to make her will known that she is not seeking harm against them, that she is seeking to ensure that there is balance protected, and the forests here speak of the potential for that to be not the where she is trying to look. She wishes its protection as well as that of her own.
step beyond the brink, you would hear a growing sound around you. You deepen the branches of a tree far older than most you've seen. It's a plea and a cry and a moan. More of the trees out from around it would sing outwards, crying out in discordant sounds. You have the ability to go deeper. You have not heard what you have been told to listen out for. But you are here, and someone will know.
To what? I don't know if you can answer this, but to what degree, as long as does you feel confident that if beyond that there was something here, so long as that hasn't been heard, that she would still be able to pull back before eyes on it?
I don't understand. You're just asking if that bitter voice is there?
Well, I guess level of confidence that if she pulled back before that, as soon as it felt that it would only know that there was something there, not what it was.
Could almost swear you heard creaking of wood.
You feel very confident.
Almost. Somewhere.
Then,
like the swaying of a tree in a heavy wind.
She is going to
but none of the trees around
heighten
you
as
move.
much of her focus as she can to listen for the faintest sign of a song that is not her own, and trying to harmonize with hers.
And you're going deeper into the woods still?
Yes, but the second that she feels something trying to harmonize that is not her, that's when she will stop.
Alright, you bound from tree to tree, a mental agility and acuity that you've been progressively gaining, now on full display as you know that time is of the
Even
essence.
you now, Faye.
You go deeper, you start seeing
Feel
towers,
a chill down the back of your
people
neck.
walking around. You see glimmering,
And in this
beautiful
moment,
pools of
in
water
the
on
grove,
the far side.
even you,
You think
Faye,
yourself, they have food.
feel unsafe.
Must be them. But you also see people being escorted away. You see confrontations in the street. And before long, you feel the presence and the sound of a bitter voice on the wind.
The second that is heard, with whatever she is able to do in this state, she is pretty much just completely dropping it. And just letting go of what she has been focusing on, the staff that she had bound flowers from outside the grove to help as a sort of compass. She's just going to let go of it as a means of dropping the state.
As you go to let go,
There's a
you
crack
find
of wood,
yourself
right?
grabbing the staff harder.
Is there something
is
here?
contesting your will and pushing back against you. A deep, booming voice rings out in your mind.
Harum. Someone meddles in woods not their own.
This voice booms for all of you.
My roots will seek you, stranger of branch or bone.
As that
you invade our home and will be made to atone.
As that voice is carrying out the reaction is going to be seen. Those people know what she said to do if she looks like she is reacting in this way.
Okay. So you go ahead and give that reaction. You feel as though tendrils are reaching through the depths of magic itself. Roots are chasing after you and digging through the ground. You can feel the earth shifting. It is literally moving towards you like it's seeking you out, hunting you, trying to find you. And just as it started to get close, rolling for this next part. This is important. Oof. All right, Bronze,
Yes.
I would like you to step in. That is a 5.
Understood. Stand by.
Are they at all able to interrupt?
That is on the
the way
lowest
that she
tier.
instructed them. Okay, that was what the roll was for. Got it.
Yes. All right. So Bruns is taking a quick check at it, and he'll be ready to take over from here.
At this moment in time, as you struggle to pull Iandel out of her stupor, you find her at the moment rooted to the ground, this connection already formed with whatever it is that she is interfacing with. You watch as the magic around her, the bright green that you know so well, as you tug at her body, she seems to be incredibly rigid and non-responsive, but the green around her darkens. It doesn't seem to be her green anymore. The magic coming off of her, it exudes a kind of heat. It is not flame or fire, but it makes her incredibly hot to the touch as you try to move her. As for you, Faye, you drop to your knees and hands as you struggle, as you feel magic being pulled from you to the Dryad. At this point in time, you feel these roots that are reaching and searching, trying to come close to you. In your mind, Iandel, you are dodging and jumping and weaving, staying just ahead of them, just avoiding them as they reach out looking for you. You watch the ground rip apart as these tendrils search behind every tree, like the tentacles of an octopus just wrapping around everything, searching, leaving no stone unturned. Everyone here can hear a cracking and a rumbling not too far away, adding to the tension that you feel as you try desperately to pull at Iandel. Rolling.
Wake up.
With a 13, you'll be able to pull Iandel away and the heat will start to grow dissident. However, as you break that contact with that spell, there will be a blast of magic rolling. Lisa, Lucen, at that moment, as you pull her through and her eyes open, this blast of magic will send you both reeling right over Faye hard into the dirt behind you, the wind knocked out of you. Iandel, you'll feel like a ton of rocks have been dropped on your body. You know that you managed to stay out of the sight of those tendrils, but they came so close. It felt like they were about to wrap around your leg before you managed to open your eyes. Spearmint rolling. Faye, with a 2, plus 2 for your training and the garment that you wear, the magic around you flickers, and you collapse face first into the dirt. Unpause.
Fucking beautiful. Okay, so from here, obviously, we got some discussions to have about consequences moving forward. Bruns, just your debrief. The rolls for the confidence check, her wisdom save, she rolled a fucking 2. Turn her over. So that's why she went deeper. And
excellent.
Yeah, for trying to outrun the entity, it was a 5.
As you look at your hands, Lucen, and you, Lisa, everywhere where there isn't something that's on you or covering you, there are burns from the sheer heat that came from Iandel's body. Iandel, you feel exhausted. You feel like you've run for miles and thrown around. It is not something you've experienced, at least maybe since your training with Fulgrith. And as you see Faye on the ground, she is unresponsive. You see that a strand crossing her face has turned a very dark gray. More of her hair has already shifted to this grayness. Whatever this thing was, it pulled on her through you. Whatever you connected to, even for the briefest of seconds with your preparation, whatever it was old. And it was cunning. But even worse, it was bitter. And you do not know why. But at the moment, even though there is a heavy unease in the grove that none of you are used to, the immediate danger seems to have passed.
A fresh set of voices would ring through the trees, echoing out from a far distant place, like ripples in a pond.
Intruder. Intruder.
Turn her head up. Kick in. Turn her head up. She's gonna put cold water on your forehead.
Moment. Can barely move.
You see the parts of your body, Iandel, that are green for a few moments during that connection. Your eyes widen in fear for 1 second. You see it flicker. But being in your grove, and thankfully for the amount of effort you've put into it, it might have saved your life, you're not sure. But everything that was green on you flickered to that deathly autumn brown for a few moments during that connection. Almost as if it was taking everything that you had to continue to jump and run and escape. These mental gymnastics of whatever it was that came after you. Slowly the feeling returns to
You two
your
will
body.
not see this, only she sees this.
As you look down at Faye Listen, you'll see a bit of blood coming from her nose and her eyes slowly refocusing, but still she says nothing.
And at this time, final note for you. You feel pain in your hand, and as you look down at it, you see that you're still just as tensely and vice-like holding the staff as whatever word or feeling or voice of command bid you. And it takes some effort to pry your.
Faye, rolling. With a 19, you do not see the grove around you. The only thing that you see is a superimposed image, like something burned onto a screen. A large, tall, hulking figure. Elongated legs, elongated arms, a strange, bulkish torso. And you just hear the whisper. Intruder. Soon enough, though, the image fades. You blink several times, coughing, coming to, pushing the grayish hair now out of your face. Blood continuing to drip from your nose, but it will slow.
In her delirious state, is there anything she feels she's able to do that actually will help her at all?
As you take a look at your maiden, you'd see that she's in no immediate danger. It was merely the overload of magic and draw upon her. Something that was nigh on instantaneous. Whatever it was that did this was powerful indeed.
Mm-hmm.
However, you will notice that there is more gray to her hair, another section.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, she does not seem to be injured. However, perception check. You're not sure what caused that with a 1. It was entirely overwhelming, and you don't know why there was any such feedback or what manner of thing could do this. But in the very least, you are aware that whatever this thing was, you do not believe that no amount of training or magical protections could have stopped this, whatever it was. You did not even feel this when you were involved with Falgrith.
Transport her to her bed. Get her off the ground.
Some time will pass, Faye, and you will start to come to. You will feel like someone hits you in the head with a hammer, and you will be tired and dizzy. But you will be alright for now. However,
I guess you're just lifting me up on your shoulders, I guess.
both you and Iandel would be aware that had Iandel not successfully broken away, that could have cost you your life.
Are you okay? You're not.
Beautiful battle.
Understand, even for a second, what that was supposed to
With an 18, one thing's for sure, Iandel. Those were definitely roots. You don't think they were just a visual depiction. You think you might have actually seen that physically taking place on its way here, tracing you. You don't know what would control roots in such a fashion. This is new. Requires thought.
I'm thinking you're just gonna hop me over there. Right?
Forrester's right to be fearful of that.
Okay.
What
All right, gorgeous. So we'll chew the leather on this over the weekend, you and I, and I'll bounce off you some ideas.
I can't really shadow people either.
Sounds good. Alright, I'm gonna send Kovaz out.
Feels good. Cheers to getting
Yeah,
the
thanks
last
for
drinks,
stepping in, just because that was, you know,
Cheers
Faye
to
and
getting the
injury
last
stuff, and I want
drinks.
to make sure it was on your table.
So Vaz is taken care of.
What?
Cool. Clark said he wanted to do Kovaz like right now because
He wanted to get out of VR, so we had to delegate.
Oh, fuck. Who's doing Kovaz?
I already finished it with Kimchi.
He's still out and about, though?
I don't think so.
He sounded like he was in a bad mood battle.
If that was something that's... It should have been pushed, rather than... Because that was extremely important for characters who weren't present.
Tyler was there, if that's what you mean.
Vezran was going to be there as well, after his talk.
Okay.
We can touch base with Clock as well and get the debrief from his perspective too. Make sure everything was said, done, people were there. Because he was out and about in the tavern. I saw Vezran walk by too.
Yeah.
Before coming to the Grove.
Yeah.
Just a good way. I had a whole pint of ale.
Oh, you might as well make it nighttime.
Okay with that. I was a little.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that now.
Pint of ale. So hopefully the moonshine's like stronger stuff, right?
Maybe we can find a way to like mark particular modules that we need to be very careful with.
Yeah, that would have been.
Stay near the light.
We'll talk about it after debrief.
I'm going to bed, Dredge.
Can we move to a table near yours?
I'm tired.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Here.
Oh fuck! It got dark.
Of course.
Can't see shit.
Bring it back to my room when you're done with it.
I thought I wasn't allowed up there.
When you said night came fast in the city.
Fine. Leave it in yours. I'll get it.
Light in instant darkness.
Have you caught a view of the bay
At night? I have. I've watched it.
So,
flash over.
whose hand was it?
The dwarfs that I cut off. Thief.
See kind of a rolling wave that approaches you.
Then they
very
decided 8 against
Well,
1 was a
shit.
good idea. Only 4 were walking
That's no
away.
good.
disappointed that they've already sold out a drink.
Where's Steve-O or Normal Nick? Are they
What's
still...
wrong?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Do you need me to go get fucked up?
I'm checking. Hold on.
I will go Smith in the darkness of night. BRB. I will deafen.
Mugged.
Good evening.
Good evening, Marcus. How are you?
I'm well.
Things
Just, came to check up on you.
went far longer than I expected.
Oh, please.
How have you been?
I've been actually very good tonight.
Good,
Went to the bathhouse and,
We have a little talk, you and me.
It's good at least. Planning some
got
rest.
my apron fixed. Hey.
Looks
Or
good.
Smock. Whatever you call it. Hey. Had a Tori fix it up for me.
Seems she does good work.
I was a bit skeptical, because, well, you know. But, yeah.
Well, it looks good. It'll serve its purpose, I have no doubt.
Absolutely. And, what have you? Any news?
Nothing of interest. I was just hoping Sharik would show up so we could all talk. I haven't seen him all day.
Could go look for him if I grab a lantern.
Probably be best. I think so.
Absolutely. Unless he's up to his nightly escapades.
I'm not sure.
What of, Miss Raylan?
She'll be back in the morning.
Oh, oh dear.
Can we talk?
I really must keep working, but is it important?
Have you spoken with Vesserin about shiny pieces of rock yet?
Yes, and the people selling food.
Hmm.
Yes. Though it would be beneficial for us all to sit down. If you could find Sharik, we should all probably have a sit down.
I know where he is. I'll bring him back here if he doesn't find you first.
Good, thank you.
Good luck, ting your way.
Wish me luck.
Checking in one more time just to see how you were doing.
Surviving, nothing crazy. Same old, same old. Desperately
One
trying
thing that
to
I do need to say,
meet with my quota tomorrow, yes?
I will say though, thank you so much for fixing up the hour bracket and the clamps. That was on time. That was just in time. A few others that really needed the help.
Yes, I had heard that Miss Sif had gotten injured. I hope it wasn't too bad.
Heavily. I was able to get there just in time.
What's happened? How? Why? Bandits?
Some sort of group of dwarven thieves out at my camp pillaging it. They decided to see fit to attack me.
You should have come back and gotten the guards. You're important enough to this town where they should go all their way to protect you.
Didn't have time. Either I dealt with it myself or all of my stuff would have been gone.
I see. Then I cannot blame you. No, it's good to see you're in one piece. I'm sorry about that, whatever it was.
It's okay. I am actually curious. How much iron do you need to make a two-handed axe for me?
Oh god.
If I'm getting attacked out in the forest now.
Six iron ingots to do it from scratch.
And that's not including the haft itself. You'd have to get from, I believe Mr. Aldo. He'd be happy to do it.
I'll see what I can do then. Thank you.
Of course.
Delivered the
I'm
last
just glad
two
that you came up to me just in time.
Are you making sure you're resting enough?
I'm sitting
I'm going to be heading off back to my place. I'm going to be closing it in for the night.
Get some rest. I need a bit more of that. We'll be right back. I need to go to the storehouse.
And you too, get some rest as well. You definitely. I hope you're still walking.
I should get a bloody lamp around here or something. Fucking dark. Which barrel was it? Even say. Morden. Oh, that's not it. No. The hell is a spare hammer? Nothing. I probably should get a torch or something like. some point. Actually, wait, what about the crate? You did say that the crates might have something. Yeah. Spool. Yarn. Bits of wood. Not even usable. Useless. Bad luck for me, I guess. Oh well. I'll come and look in the morning when there's more light.
What's the current conversation topic?
Don't know, actually. Good question.
I see. How great is it that we can see without just average Redditor?
What?
What was that? Do you have a stroke?
Nothing.
Not ruining my roleplay,
someone-
are you?
So I heard someone say, "Ew, female voice. I need to leave."
You're not ruining anything, are you?
I'm not ruining anything.
Oh,
Just my immersion.
Whoever they were, they're probably a virgin. Especially if they've never heard a female voice. Who even says that? What a child.
You want to talk to us?
Yeah, what is it, Civ?
You're double miking.
Well, I mean, you could use this torch.
Ding ding.
Good night, Brenzy.
Good night.
That'll be fine. Go ahead.
I think he's in his own head.
If you prefer not to walk back because of your injury,
He's
you
got
can
a
just
lot on
stay
his
at my
mind, right?
place.
Big wrinkly brain.
Are you sure? Too long of a pause. Come on.
Sharik, do we have any more charcoal?
We'll take a more like.
Charcoal? No, but we have wood. We can turn into charcoal.
How much wood do we have?
We have 4 wood.
That'll keep the forge going for an entire day.
Oh wait, we have 1 bit of coal.
Yes.
Somehow.
Not somehow. I got some of our wood turned into it. Actually, I might have turned the 4 wood you think we have into coal already. In fact, that's what it is.
That makes more sense.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Forgot to tell you, I'm sorry. Been busy all day.
Or no wood then. I'll adjust. It's okay. It's okay.
That means we need wood. Let me see if there's any...
Just left.
Oh, it's just right there, walking across to the market. So perhaps you could ask them if they have anything spare. Tomorrow's our deadline, Sharik. I've got to work throughout the night.
I think we're being watched over my right shoulder.
I see. Well, even more reason to disperse.
I can go look for Sif.
For everyone to disperse. I'm in the light, I'll be fine.
Good evening.
Good night,
Have you had a
Tizzy.
good day today?
Good night. Be safe.
When should I come see you? For what you said earlier.
Are you actually going to bed?
No. I'm gonna bother your son for a really long time till he forces me to leave him alone.
I'll be around for a bit. However, if he's right and I'm being watched, you should probably get out of here.
I'll do a wraparound. See what I can find.
Don't put yourself at risk. Please.
Dave, sir.
I wanted to thank you again for helping me find that man I was looking for. I got some very good information from him. It was Marcus, wasn't it?
Marcus, the worthwhile. Aye. Gotta get up.
You must tell me someday how you got a name such as that. Must be a
Another day,
worthwhile
perhaps.
story.
It has been a bit. I'll see your answer.
You too, my friends, you too.
So.
Thank you.
I was wondering if you wanted to go to the bathhouse.
As generous as that offer is, I have some business to attend to. I am very
Oh. He's too bad. You will be missed.
Yes.
Forgive me, I'm trying to concentrate.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Smith. Very much sorry.
It's alright.
The dogs cancelled my fight.
I don't plan to die, so I'll be here tomorrow. No worries, Mr. Dredge.
Someone out to kill you.
If they are, they're not very good at it, I guess. Keep yourself safe. I heard you had trouble in the arena the other day. That wasn't fair. Don't die.
They can try to kill me. Better have done worse. Or is it worse have done better? Whatever.
The message is conveyed still.
Good evening.
Evening. What can I do for you?
I almost forgot, but I have one last payment I was supposed to give you.
Oh, I see. For the dagger, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's very kind of you. Most people will
one
just
last
cut
payment
and
of-
run.
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that.
It's alright.
But yeah, nah, I like to stay true to what I say. 20 copper, just as I owe.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm glad that
Hey, the knife's still sharp.
my
Definitely a
apprentice
man of
does
your
good
quality.
work. My apprentice handled your knife.
If you ever need, I know this is quite bold of me, but if you ever need any help near the dock, just ask for Jebediah. I'll give you a hand if you need anything.
Thank you. I'll bear that in mind.
You're willing to sleep at the bathhouse?
Take care, Smith.
Take care, Jebediah.
It's looking very good so far, Kazim.
I'm trying. No, it's not a good time. I'm being watched.
I see. Well, I wish you good luck with your work.
Thank you.
I know you certainly don't need it.
If you ever need something repaired, you let me know.
At some point, I'll have to see you about getting this sword of mine tuned up. It is shot to shit.
Well, if I have some iron, I'll get it fixed right up.
The moment it comes in, you'll be the first to know.
Just kinda see nothing looking around.
Still.
I couldn't find Sif, unfortunately. She usually comes by pretty early in the morning.
I need to go talk about a hilt with one of the woodworkers.
Is Aldo still up?
Don't know. I'm sure we'll find out.
Evening.
Mr. Aldo, I actually came looking for you.
Oh, what do you need?
I'm going to need another sword hilt, if you can make one.
I have a couple of halves available, not a sword hilt. Do you mind waiting till the morning for it?
My deadline is tomorrow morning. It's for the Capitano.
I can get the work right now on it if you need it as soon as possible.
It's important. I would be grateful. I can pay you.
Get the work then. Let's see. Are you alright with 20 copper?
Sure.
Alright, let me get the work then.
The room feels a little too dark right now.
Thankfully, everyone else has gone to bed and I can work in peace. This is not me working in peace.
I figured I'd assist you tonight, help a little bit.
I'd rather you didn't. Rather you were out and about, able to respond to anything that might happen. I'd rather find out who the fuck is watching us.
Be around. Scream if you need.
You can ask him if you wish.
That will be the goal, Pardon.
Yes, what can I do for
I
you?
do not mean to distract you. Me and Elias here are scholars, astronomer.
Astronomers?
I study the stars.
Huh. The stars?
Well, I'm
Yes,
more
sir.
of a I'm more of a scribe.
More to assist, yes. I don't suppose you would know anyone who would be willing to. As I understand now, it is far too dangerous to go outside of the walls, but Elias and I would need some people who are willing to safeguard us once this bandits or brigands are dealt with. I don't suppose you would know anyone.
I mean, there is a man in heavy plates walking around. I heard that he had escorted some scholars the other day. He was just here. You might be able to ask him.
You mean Mr. Tang?
Yes.
Mr. Tang.
He's around.
Yes, he was the one who. Yeah. Of course, I do not wish to take away from Mr. Tang all the time. He has his own life to live. So I figured I would ask you, since you would tend to weapons, if you knew anyone.
Well, most of the mercenaries I know about have either called it a night or are outside of town. And the only person I recently saw was Tang, so that might be your best bet.
Our work does keep us out very late.
I think it will fall on you to try to find someone, since I am awake during the night mostly. Much
I appreciate your
appreciated.
attention, Mr. Blacksmith.
It is my pleasure. I'm glad I could help. I'm sure Tang will be happy to help.
Of course. He expressed as much, but of course I do not wish to take away from his personal time. So.
Oh, yes, I understand that. He's finds enjoyment in being helpful to people who need help. So.
Yes, we discovered it. He was
quite, great company to be around.
Yes.
He's a good man.
Alright. Well, let's stop pestering the blacksmith and see if there's anyone still awake who can aid us.
Good night, gentlemen. Take care.
Good night. Unfortunate so far, Elias. I'm sure there's someone around here.
We just have to keep
whether or not there'll be others.
You red hot. Still a bit crooked. Really bang these things up, didn't they?
Got it right here, although I might want to check it, make sure it's right. I might have to make some adjustments.
It's alright if there's a need for adjustments. Careful, the blade is hot.
Just stopping by to see your charcoal will be ready in the morning.
Thank you, Miss Ellen. It's quite kind of you.
My pleasure.
That is the perfect
That's great,
size, Mr. Aldo. 20 copy, you said.
Oh, actually, we can make it cheaper. Mind sharpening this real quick? It's starting to get a little, dull.
Sure. Well, how much did you want me to give you for the handle?
I was going to say 20, but how much would you charge just for sharpening?
I'll do it for free. It really costs me nothing, Aldo.
If you're sure. I'll knock it down to 15 at least.
Your counsel, yeah.
Thank you.
Careful, Tazim. I might start to like you.
Well, we wouldn't want that, Miss Helen. Not only, as people befall, my well-spoken guiles, and only brings them ruin.
Words are dangerous.
They certainly can be.
Which is great.
Well, that worked out for more than one person.
I might ask you for other furniture, if it's alright. Stools and things like that. I'll pay you up.
That's one. I can definitely get it done quicker if you can get me to the wood.
I think tonight is going to be one of those nights where I don't know what to do with myself.
I
I'll
heard
see if I can cause trouble somewhere.
Bunch of drinks at the tavern, is that your kind of thing?
It's not my kind of thing. I certainly don't like the fight pit.
It's
Thankfully, they don't do night shows.
a bit too barbaric for my liking.
Very similar.
I understand tests of strength and people wanting to prove themselves as the strongest, but when it ends in deaths for sport, just not something I enjoy.
And while I understand that some people here are trapped to that fate, regaling in the removal of someone else's body parts is not something I'm particularly fascinated with.
Well, 'tis the custom, I suppose.
Well, maybe sometime I'll crowd your forge, but not tonight.
People lose limbs in my
Older.
forge all the time. I'd be careful, Miss Helen. The way my apprentice swings a hammer,
Then I'll
we're all
sit at a
liable to
distance.
die. I'm joking. The boy's good at what he does.
It's Sharik, right?
Yes, Sharik, the drow boy. Should serve its
Thank
purpose.
you.
He doesn't carry himself like most people.
How so?
There's a step to him. Sort of faintly regal.
No, he's just full of himself, I assure you. Sleeps in, I have to wake him up. Keeps myself up all nights because his woman lives with him and the walls are thin. No respect.
Oh, jeez.
No respect. That's why he sleeps in. I'm gonna
Is
start.
this another one of your partners?
Excuse me?
You mentioned that the woman was your partner. Is this another one of your partners?
No, that would be his partner, not mine.
No. I mean, the boy.
He's my apprentice.
Your apprentice?
Yes.
How long have you been teaching him?
Phew, God, couple of years now. After we, came, yeah. We traveled around from place to
That's
place.
a marvel.
Trying to make some coin, and never really goes very well, but it is what it is.
A lot of our longer-lived kind, the drow included from what I understand, it takes a while for us to learn things. If you managed to teach him this much in 2 years, that's
Well,
That's incredible.
the one thing I'll give the boy is he listens when he wants to, and his craftsmanship has been steadily improving. So no complaints.
So he's at an age. That's where we're at.
Yes, he's at a very distractible age.
Sounds like he has a healthy distraction, though. And good work to boot.
Oh, I'm happy for him. As long as he does his work, I have no issue with it.
You sure you don't need any glue to help with some of your work here? A lot of these are looking pretty tattered.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Miss Ellen. I had to try and scrape by and buy some iron at exorbitant prices today. I had about 8 silver to my name in the morning. I have 2 now. I don't think I can spare any. I need to make sure my family's fed. So, when I do have the money, I will, of course, get some glue, as I do like to put some on my hilts and pommels, to make sure they do not come off, despite the screw lodgings that I make. But, I cannot promise that in the near future. So when business is possible, I certainly will seek you out.
Sounds really nice. Let me go check on your charcoal.
Thank you,
And
Miss
Aldo,
Ellen.
do you know anything about other dwarves stabbing Sif?
Well, that's the first time I'm hearing of them stabbing them. Apparently, they snuck up on the dwarves.
All right.
From what
Maybe it's
Miss
a bigger conversation we could have.
Sif said,
That's a bit of a mess.
Forgive me for interrupting. She said they were rifling through her camp and stealing her things when she found them. So who knows?
Now that I wasn't told. I was told they were going up there to cut wood.
I have no
When I
idea.
dragged her
hiding
wounded to
something
the
from me.
clinic, she said Stenatara thieves did it to her.
Let's see.
To use the word thieves, it made me wonder.
They're claiming that's because they were just trying to cut down some wood and they own the forest.
Own the forest. I feel like the Redards would have something to say about that.
I think they would have something to say about that indeed.
That's what the
I'll
Dower
be
is
right back
saying.
to Zim.
Of course, this had to happen as soon as Morden left. He's not going to be happy when he gets back.
No, but I have all the confidence that he will deal with it the way it needs to be. Just make sure these people don't get you involved in anything.
I've already told them all to calm down until Morden gets back. Hopefully they won't try to start anything.
Hopefully.
But you know them. If one got their arm cut off, they're not going to sit quietly.
Is that what happened? Mithrax.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The rest managed to get away without injuries, but one got his arm cut off. He's resting.
I see the dilemma now. Very well. Just stay alive and stay out of it, Mr. Aldo. I've come to like you.
I'll try to. Have a good night.
You as well.
I heard wasn't any of ours, was it? Couldn't help it. Come here. They're passing.
I guess it's all closed, isn't it? Nobody left in the tavern.
I was taught in an early age that the best way to get money is to make a quality product. If you're not able to put forward your best, you're not going to be able to make money. And if I can't do trade with you, I don't make... This is not that expensive. It's about the price of a meal. Please.
There's a kind gesture, Miss Helen. I don't know if it will matter, unfortunately, because of who the weapons are owed to. They're not going to be done on time. That was a bit of an impossible task. I can use this to make the quality of everything better, and I'm grateful. But, well, they've made it very clear it's not going to be a peaceful gathering if their order is not finished. So.
If I knew a thing about smithing, I would be an extra hand, but...
It's kind of you, but, had I the material, I could have gotten it done.
I know what it's like to be under a squeeze.
Well, we make do with what we have. I'll just tell the boy to stay out of sight, and I'll get some leather to bite down on. It'll probably be a flogging or something. Nothing new.
If you need anything to clean the wound, let me know.
I will actually come straight to you. I've gotten a bit old, and I don't think I can hold my tongue as well as I used to. Thanks again, Miss Helen.
Good night, Tazim.
Good night. Take care.
You too.
Damn it.
I'll actually stop by the bathhouse and get cleaned up. It's nice not having to go to a river.
I mean, it would also keep them busy and away from the orange-haired one, so it avoids them further starts if they get busy. The opposite direction.
Isabella?
Good evening.
Excuse me.
Good evening. Bath is, still, it took a few moments to enjoy the bath. It was... really some stress.
Yeah. I'm heading there myself. Get cleaned up. Enjoy the rest of your night, Isabella.
Alright. Let's go to Jane.
I will try.
Brother?
Good evening, brother. Good to see you. I don't think we formally met, actually. My name is Marin.
A pleasure to meet you, Miss Marin. My name is Tazim. I am the blacksmith here.
Oh, I see. I'm the weaver here, by the way. Good to meet you.
Well, I'm sure in the near future we will probably work together on some things. I will need cloth someday soon.
Of course, brother. The things that we saw upon you, brother. Have a good night.
You have yourself a good night, Miss Marin. Oh, excuse me.
Yes, of course.
Started fucking around. I was like,
Oh. It seems we are not going to be alone.
Thanks, Ota.
Oh, Did you not want to be alone with me?
No, it's not
I
that.
can't believe
It's,
this. Oh, hello. But are you? I have the time in the world. Please enjoy the baths.
Blacksmiths have been working through the night, Lord. Spears are sharpened. Men are eager.
I had a hunch I'd find you here.
What's your name?
Sanders. And yours?
Sarah.
A nice name. I do believe you did hear the conversation I had with Mr. Oh god, I'm gonna sound like a major dickhead if I don't remember his name. Aegon, that was the name of the man. So I think you at least have an understanding of the type of questions I'm going to ask.
You can ask me whatever you want.
Well, I will appreciate it.
I'm not sure the number we have will be enough.
Bad, nothing to pry into your personal beliefs. Just simply... what motivates you? Why do the things you do? Why be a mercenary? Things of that sort. What gets you out of bed in the morning?
The king is commanding open ground. This is the field, here.
This work comes easy to me.
It does seem to have that effect on people.
think we can be steady in the middle, but... Cataphracts.
You married?
No. Was never something I focused. As soon as I came of age, I enlisted.
Pity.
At the protests of my mother, of course. Wanted me to stay home. Learn a trade like my father did. I was a foolish boy and said no. Said I wanted to be part of something greater, something
You should see it, brother.
something
Percy.
more than just a
You're the new one. The youngling.
stonemason. So I joined.
Come to the window, look. He's been out there all day.
Ever since.
Look at how he's holding the broom.
Tell me. How many people have you killed?
He's been watching us train.